Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about where's our food that we actually ordered. DoorDash customers order 10-piece McDonald's nuggets. They get more than they bargained for. So we have seen a fair amount of customers getting the wrong order or customers getting a lot more than what they've expected and sometimes even not at all. But this time, it's actually a pretty interesting story of what took place during the course of this order. And it's kind of funny, to be honest. So with that said, I want to go over everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers, their corresponding customers, etc., and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash customer's input error left him and some fellow diners with enough chicken nuggets from McDonald's to feed a couple of Olympic athletes at the height of their training regimes. That is way too funny. This time it wasn't the fact that the driver took the wrong order or handed the wrong order in the stack to somebody else. A customer made a mistake when ordering. That's actually relatively common. Because of that, they ended up with a lot more than what they expected. User Jessica Vaccaro at Lynn J. Goat recorded a scene that looks like it could be a setup for a man versus food challenge in a viral TikTok that accrued over 5.8 million views as of Saturday. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Right from the get-go, it's evident that the folks in Vaccaro's TikTok are overwhelmed by the sheer number of chicken nuggets that were delivered to their home. Some are keeled over, probably due to a mixture of bewilderment, amusement, and utter shock. I mean, you ordered a lot of chicken nuggets, apparently. I would love to know how much. And I bet they only meant to, like, order one or two as well.
It's funny, Grandma.
There's more! Oh my god! Oh
Funny.
my god! Please tell me that's it. Is that it? Wait, is all those bags nuggets? Chris, where's our food we actually ordered?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you gotta think about the other people there. You know that they made a huge mistake with this order, right? And that's not the fault of the driver. But the automatic assumption is that the driver screwed up. Like, literally, that's exactly what people were speculating. Did they get the wrong order by mistake? Did they even get their orders? Did they just get a bunch of bags of nuggets instead of their own food? What did the driver do to their food?
Where are they?
This is all thoughts that could be contemplated in their minds. But no, this is not the case at all.
Oh my god, we did not order 185 chicken nuggets. I think that's actually more. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50,
Man.
okay.
160.
160 chicken nuggets.
160 McNuggets. I'm not gonna lie, I like chicken nuggets, but I would never eat 160, no matter what some of the more rude commenters in my comment section would like to believe. Like, holy crap, what are you supposed to do with all of that? Like, I can't imagine that all being eaten in one sitting or even eaten at all.
We did not order 160 chicken nuggets. Okay, please, is the rest of our food in there?
I told you he'd eat more than 10, so I just doubled up.
One commenter surmised what the root of the problem was, commenting, "My guess is that he put 20 in the quantity for 20-piece chicken nuggets, haha." To which Vaccaro replied with, "Nailed it. Oh my god. You thought you were buying individual nuggets from McDonald's, and you ended up with 200 McNuggets. Holy crap. Like, I gotta check the math on that for a second. How much should that run them? Hang on. I just hopped on DoorDash to see how much 20-piece McNuggets ended up costing them. It was $175.80, but that's not even accurate. It was $137.80. That is for 20 10-piece nuggets. That would be the 200 McNuggets on the total amount. That's not including fees. That's not including the other items that they had on this order. That's just 20 10-piece McNuggets. And if you had 20 pieces, it would only be another $40 or so more, which is actually kind of impressive. In a follow-up video, she confirms that the total amount was 200 McNuggets and explains how they got to this point in the original video's caption. My husband used DoorDash and hit 20x on the 10-piece McNuggets. Nailed it. In the clip, she shows a mountain of sauces they also received, which one viewer commented, writing, "At least they gave you sauce." Imagine if after they got all of this delivered to their house and they didn't get sauce. The comment section would be exploding. I'm just saying. I can imagine the comments now.
They gave you 200 nuggets and no sauce? Unforgivable! That would ruin the entire meal if I didn't at least get ketchup.
However, they usually only make those comments on wings, so I don't know if it would translate the same. Someone else also discussed their own difficulties in placing food orders while inebriated. Okay, first off, why do we automatically assume he was inebriated? Like, can we actually talk about that for a second? That is a pretty wild assumption, in my opinion. But then again, I would probably assume that too, not gonna lie. There is a place where you could order a slice of cake, and we were a little bit high and ordered what we thought was 2 slices each times 4 people. We got 8 whole cakes. The user commented, "Let me tell you, cottonmouth and cake ain't right." The next morning, we found we had eaten from 1 cake. 7 cakes left that we gave away. That is 7 cakes more than I thought that I would even eat in my lifetime. I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell you what, I'm not really a sweets person in general, and I'm certainly not a drug user of any kind. If I got 8 whole cakes to my place, I wouldn't even know what to do with it at that point. I don't really eat cake like that. Like, maybe if it was like apple pie or something, but even then. However, when the Daily Dot communicated with Vaccaro via email, she clarified that the order was completed while they were sober, and alcohol did not play a part in the massive McNuggets hiccup. Let me ask you something. Do you prefer that people thought you were drunk a little bit? Or do you prefer people to know, hey, I am totally sober when I made the stupid choice? Like, which one? Let me know in the comments. So what did they do with all of the extra food? Did they hunker down and try to ruin their next few days by ingesting 7,120 calories worth of nuggets? I mean, for some people that wouldn't ruin their day, but to each their own. Actually, no, they packaged all the extra food up and donated it to the homeless in Long Island. Hitting the street with the newly ordered nugs. In the third clip about the DoorDash incident, Vaccaro answered some recurring questions that kept popping up from users on the platform. The first one was just how the heck her husband managed to place such a large and presumably expensive order and not bat an eye. In my experience, if you're so used to ordering something, you kind of know what the price is and you're not thinking about how much it costs because in your mind you already know it, so there's no point to re-look at it, if that makes sense. But that also said, in this case, that bit him in the ass, so. Vaccaro ultimately chalked it up to a mistake, and her husband doesn't pay attention to the details, but she does recall him grumbling about the meal being expensive. I mean, I feel like the grumbling that you would normally hear on DoorDash and stuff like that is normally associated with the fee, so I guess I can see why that's the case, and why she didn't think much of it. He also addresses comments from viewers who wondered if Vaccaro and her family had a problem with how long the order was taking. However, she explained that the DoorDash driver texted them an apology after they placed the order, saying that the reason why it was taking so long is because the restaurant was making the food fresh. Yeah, a lot of the McDonald's that you deal with, especially in the fast food industry and as a whole, not even just McDonald's, what they like to say is that they just got the order, even though they had the order the whole time. They just didn't want to start the order until the driver arrived, but what actually happens there is that the driver dips because we know better at this point. Vaccaro says they just saw this as a positive. They didn't even seem to think anything was a mess, so she went downstairs to get the food from her mother-in-law, and she said that the DoorDash driver seemed shocked that it was just 2 of them picking up 8 bags, or so, that were filled with food. Yeah, if I saw that, I would assume it's a kid's party. I would assume it's just a large gathering, but this many nuggets, that's crazy to me. It wasn't until her husband and father-in-law began unloading the food that she witnessed the clown car chicken McNuggets scenario. At first, they thought they were being pranked, but upon checking the DoorDash order, her husband just realized he had made a mistake. He confused the item quantity box with the total amount of nuggets he wanted to include in the order. And they were all 10-piece nuggets, so 20 10-piece, that's 200 nuggets. That's insane. She also went on to say that the video was actually from 2017 and shot in California. She was with her husband, her parents, and other members of the family. The DoorDash order was originally supposed to be just 3 burgers and 2 orders of 10-piece nuggets. Oh, this was from years ago. That kind of ruined it for me for some reason. Like, I thought this recently happened. Oh, that just goes to show if you got content to put it out, because you never know when it's gonna blow up. It's my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. Then you pay me. There you go. This was obviously a honest mistake, and I feel like a lot of customers would assume it's the driver's fault for giving him the wrong order based on the headline alone. But in this case, it turned out to be an honest mistake, and it turns out a lot of homeless people got fed, so good on them. I feel like anybody who's talking about DoorDash being expensive, they're talking about DoorDash in general with all the fees and the tips and everything like that, and yeah, it's a luxury service and it is expensive. But I think that if you saw $137 or $170 something for the food, you would take a step back and start to realize, hey, this doesn't seem right. What's going on here? Although I will say this turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I thought they were gonna bitch at DoorDash for a refund or something, but no, they just made an honest mistake, and it was a fun mistake to say the least, because they were all just laughing about it at the end of the day. All in all, just make sure that if you're placing an order on DoorDash, or if you're a DoorDash driver, make sure the order is accurate. And if you do make a mistake, definitely make a TikTok about it, because this is hilarious. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.